Namaste, welcome to this hour-long class that we're going to focus on the Sacral Chakra, on Swadhistana. So the water element, being able to flow with life, not getting attached to things, having our emotions in balance, and really enjoying the sensuousness of life, all the pleasures that life has to offer without getting addicted. So I'll tell you a bit more about that, but let's get ourselves centered for our practice. So take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just feel yourself landing in this yoga space. Looking around you, seeing the colors, the textures, and feeling your mat. This is sacred space you've set aside for the next hour. And then taking another deep breath in. And really having a sense of awareness flowing down through your body, inhabiting your body for this next space of time, practicing yoga, the balance of and the union of body and mind. And then taking another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, feel that breath. Really be aware for the next few breaths of the flow of the breath in your body, of the prana, the life energy that flows into your body with each breath, and the ability of your out breath to kind of detox that life energy, keep it clear, keep it light, keep it flowing. So in Swadhistana, we want things to flow. We don't want to stagnate. So feel yourself getting centered here in Swadhistana. Just breathing. And then I'm going to invite you now to just kind of tune into the energy of Swadhistana by creating the Dhyan mudra. So you're going to have the right palm on top of the left and your thumbs touching. You have it resting there in front of Swadhistana, which is here at the level of your hips, your sacrum, your lower abdomen. Roll the shoulders back and down. Feel that sense with the Dhyan mudra of coming to center, being able to increase your focus and concentration, and feeling a bit more peace and tranquility as you breathe. And then we're going to activate a bit the energy at Swadhistana with the Bija mantra, the seed mantra as we begin, which is VAM, V-A-M. So let's do that 3 times together, breathing in. Breathing in. Breathing in. And then keeping your awareness there, at the feel of your hands, at the space there at your lower back. As I read you these words from Judith Hill, a poem that I feel really holds a lot of the energy of Swadhistana. She says, wage peace with your breath. Breathe in firemen and rubble, and breathe out whole buildings and flocks of red-winged blackbirds. And you might like to do the breathing as I say it. Breathe in terrorists, and breathe out sleeping children in freshly mown fields. Breathe in confusion, and breathe out maple trees. Breathe in the fallen, and breathe out lifelong friendships intact. Wage peace with your listening. Hearing sirens, pray loud. Remember your tools. flower seeds, clothespins, clean rivers. Make soup. Play music. Memorize the words for thank you in 3 languages. Learn to knit and make a hat. Think of chaos as dancing raspberries. Imagine grief as the out-breath of beauty, or the gesture of fish. Swim for the other side. Wage peace. Never has the world seemed so fresh and precious. Have a cup of tea and rejoice. Act as if an armistice has already arrived. Celebrate today. And so I invite you to bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly and tune into that energy. Swadhistana asks us to acknowledge all that happens, the 10,000 joys and 10,000 sorrows of life, but not to cling to either. We keep flowing with the breath. We breathe in and acknowledge what's difficult. And we breathe out and we see sunshine, gardens, love, hugs, children, a beautiful meal, a warm, clean bed. Whatever it is that brings you joy, celebrate that today, even as we acknowledge the difficult and we bring compassion where we can to those places. And so I invite you to make an intention for your practice, a way of being that you can take in the world, and practice being that on your mat for this hour. I have some characteristic, ability to flow, to see beauty, to enjoy life, to spread compassion, whatever it is. Or I am some characteristic. I am peace. I am joy. I am compassion. I am flow. I am centered. Or some other phrase that has meaning for you. Repeat that in your heart, in your belly. Feel it in your body. As you practice being that for this next hour. And then take your arms overhead, have a big stretch up to the sky. And breathe out, open your arms wide. And let's come into cat position, just to warm up a little. Get our spine awake to our intention. So breathing in and out. Breathing in the possible challenges of this day. And breathing out flow and waterfalls and joy. Breathing in relationships and breathing out hugs, compassion, family meals, meals with friends. Breathing in aware and breathing out, choosing your focus. And then rising up into downward dog and really channeling that water element of Swadhistana. So feel as if your hips are like water flowing downstream, flowing around rocks, flowing around bends. Your energy flowing bank to bank, not resting on the emotional banks of chaos and drama, not resting on the other bank of just being numb to life, cutting yourself off from your emotions, but just meandering down the middle of the river of your emotions, feeling and letting go, feeling and letting go, breathing your emotions, breathing your life. And then walk your hands in, feet in towards your hands, come to standing. And as we warm up, just taking the hands across the heart, we're making that flowing movement of a figure 8. And another mudra for Swadhistana, the water mudra, is to have your thumbs and pinky fingers touching at the tip. So create that mudra As you create this figure 8, take it overhead, warm up through the shoulders. Breathe in what's here. Notice. And breathe out awareness of beauty. Lovely. And then bringing yourself to the top of your mat. Bringing your hands once again into the Dhyan mudra, centering yourself in your intention as we begin the Dru Vitality Sequence. It's a beautiful sequence to bring vitality and flow through Swadhistana. So stepping back with your right leg into a warrior position. And if you're keeping it steady, keep your legs closer together today. Breathe in, come up to warrior 1. Breathe out, sink down into warrior 2. Flow with the breath. Keep everything really flowing today. The legs are strong and the breath flows. The shoulders and arms flow. If you're keeping it harder, then just sink deeper. If you're keeping it softer today, with compassion for yourself for whatever reason, then have the leg a bit straighter. Beautiful. Breathe in. And now breathe out. Open the arms around and hold your opposite forearms or elbows. So take the arms behind. Breathe in and open the heart. And breathe out. Shoot the arms forward. Breathe in, lift to the sky. Breathe out, bring the hands back around behind. Holding opposite elbows or wrists or forearms, or clasping your hands together, whatever works for you. Breathe in, lift the heart. Breathe out. Breathing out what doesn't serve. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, open. Breathe in, heart to the world. Breathe out. Strongly aware and still here and present and breathing in the world. Breathing up. And as you breathe out, come back into warrior 2, and then you're going to sink down into a side angle pose. The elbows on the knee. You've dropped this hip. The legs are pressing away from each other. Breathe in up to the sky. Breathe out. Hand comes behind. Look towards your foot and your hand. And now on an arc, breathe in and feel this beautiful flow of energy up from the foot to the crown of the head. And then breathe out. Take that down, like very beautiful sensual movement down your body, as if acknowledging your body. Breathe in. Arc of energy from the ground to the crown. Breathe out as if you're caressing your body with that out breath. And again, breathing in. And breathing out, down. Beautiful. Caressing. Lovely. And then you're going to bring your hands down either side of that forward leg and take your left leg into the air. So you draw it through into a 3-legged downward dog, and just make your little figure 8s, your flowing symbol, your water symbol in the sky, activating that glute strong and long, and then coming down onto your right knee and taking your left leg out to the side, and you breathe in and up to the sky. Breathe out, open wide. Bring your right hand to just below the hip, wherever it lands on the leg. And you're going to breathe in and do a little side bend over to the side, supporting yourself on your leg. And then breathe out, go the opposite way. Keep your torso forward, your heart coming forward. Breathing in, come a little bit further down the leg. Breathing out, opposite side, ribs are open. Breathing in, down, so your fingertips are touching the earth. Breathing out, stretch to the other side. And if you can, if it doesn't suit you, keep supporting yourself on your leg. But otherwise, flatten your hand on the earth now. Stretch to the side. And out. And we've got one more little variation here, which will feel so beautiful. Take your hand a little bit further back. And then lift your heart to the sky. What's a little back bend, like a variation on Wild Thing. And then bring the arm around. Out, breath to the side. Lovely. And then arms come down to the front with the leg. The left leg comes around and lifts behind like in tiger position. And just little figure eights there again. In Muladhara we worked with our glute strength. And we do that as well with Swadhistana. We want balanced hips, a balanced pelvis. Lovely. And then you're going to bring your hands a bit further forward. Keep the leg high. And you're going to come down and up like little push-ups in tiger pose. You choose how far you go down. You could go as far as your chin touching the ground and rise, or you could just go a few centimeters. Whatever you choose, keep the elbows tucked in. And let's do one more here. You choose how hard you want to make it and how high you're lifting that leg. And rise. And then bring that leg down. Bring yourself down into Sphinx position. Back up a little bit. And breathe in. Bring your heart forward. Now for your pelvis here for Swadhistana, which has so much to do about the balance of whether your pelvis is tipping forward or back, finding that neutral position. For this, I want you to press your pubic bone down into the earth. Keep your buttocks relaxed to keep the low back open, the sacrum free. So you're pressing down with your pubic bone. Beautiful. And then bring the hands underneath. Bring yourself up into a cat position. And then you're going to bring that, need a little think for a second. You're going to bring that left leg forward into lunge. Breathe into the sky. Breathe out, forward, fold. Opening up our hip flexors here. Important for the balance of our pelvis and hips so that we can flow freely with life. And out. And then tuck the toes, bring that back leg forward, and then take the legs wide into a wide leg forward bend. Just a little flow with the hands, figure eights. Remember, we're waging peace with each breath, flowing with where our bodies are at today. Breathe in some difficulty in your life and breathe out the scent of freshly mown grass and flowers. Beautiful. And then walking your feet back into hip width apart. Breathe in, rise up. And as you breathe out, we're now stepping back with that left leg into vitality on the opposite side. So we begin with our warrior, breathing into warrior one, breathing out warrior two. So as you flow through here, I want you to be aware of where your pelvis is at. So you could have it sticking out, you don't want it there. You could have it tucked right under like a scared dog, you don't want it there. You want to find that neutral position where the sacrum is going down towards the earth to keep the low back open, and there's just a gentle curve at the low back. You don't want to flatten the low back either. The legs are pressing away from each other. And now as you breathe out, open wide. Hang on to opposite wrists or elbows or forearms. Breathe into the sky. Breathing out, shoot the arms forward with energy. Breathing in, lift to the sky. Breathing out open wide. Check that that forward knee is tracking over the second toes, not flopping in or out. Breathing out. Breathing in, lift. Breathing out, fold. Press the back pinky toe down to keep an arch in your back foot. Breathe out. Breathing in and open wide. And then you turn into side angle pose, bringing your elbow down onto your knee. Drop that hip. Press into the outside of the back foot. Breathe in up to the sky. Breathe out, bring the hand down. Arc over like a rainbow. Into a diagonal. Breathe out, a really sensuous hand taking compassion down through your body. Breathing in, heart is facing forward or even towards the sky. Not turning towards that right leg. Breathing in, flowing, breathing out. Then turn to face the leg, hands come down. Take that right leg through into three-legged dog and make figure eights with your leg. Enjoy the feel of the strength in your glutes, in your hip, in your leg. Lovely. And then coming down onto your left knee and taking your right leg out to the side. Turn so you can see. Breathe in up to Bhima. Breathe out, arms extend. Left hand supported on your leg. Breathing in. Breathing out, flow the other side. Keep your heart coming forward. Come a bit further down on your leg as you open and stretch. Breathe out, extend to the right. Come a bit further down again. Fingertips might be just touching the ground. Breathing out. And now do, if it's possible for you, bring your hand all the way onto the ground, out to the side, stretch through, hello tree. Breathing out, extend, or you can keep your hand on your leg if you need the support. Now take your hand behind, lift the heart to the sky, and then breathing out, rising again. Breathing in, and then hands come down in front. Right leg traces along the ground behind and then rises into tiger pose position. Have little figure eights there. Try to keep the foot above the glutes so you're really lifting up. And then walk your hands forward a little bit. We've got our tiger pose push-ups. So either just little ones coming up towards your hand or halfway. Either way, you're keeping your elbows tucked in and your shoulders away from your ears, or you're coming all the way down and back up. Let's do one more together. You choose where you're at. And up, and then coming back down into our Sphinx position. Press that pubic bone down, relax the buttocks. Breathe out, look over the shoulder. Breathe into center. Breathe out, look over the other shoulder. Keep flowing with your breath. Breathing in and out with the world. For some of you, it might feel right to breathe in the positive things, the 10,000 joys, and breathe out some sorrow, some challenge. In Judith Hill's poem, she's doing the opposite. You're breathing in awareness of what's difficult. And you choose to breathe out into the world your awareness of what's beautiful as well. They're all there together. The light and the dark, sun and the moon. And then bringing the hands down, pressing back and taking, where are we at here? I have to pause for a moment. Coming up, taking that leg, the right leg forward into runner position. I had to think for a second. Breathing up to the sky. And out. Breathing up. Coming into that left hip flexor. So if you're not getting a stretch, take that left knee a bit further back. And out. Bringing those legs into Tadasana and then wide-legged. Press the outside pinky toes down and take the arm high and back down. Just flow with your breath. Opening through the shoulders, opening through the heart. Feeling the twist in the spine. Where do you feel it? Breathing. And then walk your feet back to hip width apart, or you can jump them if you like. Bend the knees deeply, uncurl your spine, and then sort of belly dance your way up to standing, finding that flow through the sacrum, through the pelvis, through Swadhistana. Have a little belly dance for a minute. Bring the hips side to side, and then take the arms overhead as you do this. Flow, flow with the beauty of life, the beauty of your body. And then breathe out, hands come down. And we're going to work with the dancer pose, which is very specific to Swadhistana. Let's just warm up with getting our quads stretched. So holding your foot behind, bring it forward into the chest. Squeeze some organs, massage them. Just do that a few times. Starting to warm up our balance muscles. Warm up our quads. So you can either do one hand, or if you need another hand out to the side to help you with balance, feel free to do that. And let's do the other side. So find your balance on your right leg. Spread the four corners of your feet. Bring the quad stretch into the left leg, and then forward and back, flowing through a few times. If you have something like the rock to hang on to and you need to today, feel free, or a wall or a chair. And see if you can challenge yourself to be really focused in your body. Balance is to force us to be really present in our bodies, so that we don't fall over. Last little stretch there. Beautiful. And then just a little ragdoll twist with a figure 8 arms. The water mudra, so holding onto your pinkies with your thumbs, the tips touching. Reaffirm your intention as we come into a second round of vitality. Coming back to center. Dhyan mudra. How do I choose to be? Be that on your mat. And then taking the right leg back into your warrior position. Breathing in, warrior 1. Breathing out, warrior 2. Warrior 1. Warrior 2, sink deeper if it feels good. Warrior 1, and this time as you breathe out, hands come around behind. This time clasp your fingers together. Press the shoulders down and lift the heart. And as you breathe out, shoot yourself forward into warrior 3, or you could keep the leg on the ground. It's up to you. Breathe in, depends on how much dynamism and strength you want to use today. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And out. One more flow through. Ooh, here comes the sun here. And out. Breathing in. And hands come down. Your elbow is going to come onto the leg, or if you want to make it harder, you're going to take the elbow to the inside, the hand to the inside, and not rest on your leg here. And so you're going to take the arm to the sky, look towards it, Breathe out, look towards your leg. Come all the way overhead. If you want to make it stronger as well, you could take that left arm into the sky as well. Hold it there as you practice. Or keep it inside, or keep the elbow there. You choose what level of challenge you want to give yourself here today. One more. And then hands come down either side of the left foot as you take the left leg into the air, into your three-legged dog. And little circles, figure eights with your foot, just as we did before. Strong glutes. And then coming down onto your right knee, take your left leg out to the side. Breathe in and come up to Bhima. So we're at Bhima again like we did last time. If you want a different challenge, then you're going to make it a half malasana instead. So you're on the toes with your bottom resting towards your heel. You choose. Or you can stay on your knee like we did before. This just gives you a little bit more strength through the toes and a bit of a balance challenge as well. So breathe in, open to the right. Breathe out, extend to the left. If you're in malasana, you might be a little bit wobbly, that's okay. If you're in Bhima like before, on your knee, you might be coming a little bit further down your leg with each stretch. And out. And if you can, now reaching a bit further behind, taking the height to the sky. And then breathing out back to our fold to the left. Beautiful. And then bring the hands down, the knee down. The left leg comes around behind into this tiger position. And we have our 3 target push-ups. If you want to make this harder, then straighten the right leg and make it a one-legged plank. And come down into your push-ups with that left leg lifting, lifting. Come down as far as it's comfortable for you. And then lower yourself down onto the mat. Beautiful. So either stay in Sphinx or we'll make it Cobra now. Either way, you're pressing your pubic bone into the earth and keeping your buttocks relaxed if possible. So you're squeezing your abdominals, your pubic bone. Breathe in and fold. Breathing and pressing with that pubic bone. In Cobra, we only lift a little. It's not an up dog. And out. And then rising up onto all fours. Take that left leg forward. Breathe in here at your lunge, opening up the hip flexors. If you want another level of difficulty, then keep it higher. Take the right knee off the ground. Or stay in that position with it low. Totally up to you. And down. Beautiful. And then bring that leg back and into wide leg forward bend. Take the hands right forward and come up onto your toes as you come forward and then down. Stretch the arm forward, almost like you're in a downward dog, but the legs wide. And just little pulses up and down. Lifting the heels and placing them down. Bringing weight forward onto your hands and then back. And then walk the hands back and walk or hop the feet back to hip width apart. Breathe in sinuously coming up. Feel those hips moving. Take the arms overhead. And open. As you take your left leg back. Last round of Vitality Sequence. Coming into Warrior. Breathing in Warrior 1. Breathing out Warrior 2. A warrior for peace, like that Dan Millman book. Peaceful warrior, the way of the peaceful warrior. What sort of peace are you going to wage today? Peace with your cooking. Peace with whatever work you do. Bringing peace into whatever environments you inhabit. Arms overhead. And then behind, with you, as you breathe out, clasp your fingers, lift the heart. Press your index fingers out so that it's quite a strong mudra. Draw the shoulders back. And then breathing out. Rise into warrior 3. Or just keep it a regular warrior. Breathe in, arms to the sky. Breathe out. Clasp the fingers, index fingers extended. Breathe in. Reach the heart forward. Breathe out. Breathing in. Offer my heart to this day, wholeheartedly embracing whatever peace I can wage today. One more time. And out. And in. And out. Bringing your elbow down to your right knee as we come into side angle, or if you're making it harder, hand to the inside, just dangling there. If you're modifying, you could have a block that you're resting on there. Breathing in, or if you're making it really hard using your core, both arms are up. Breathe out. Keep that hip dropped. Breathing in and out. You can see I'm changing whether the arc comes over or down or across. Have a play with the movement. What feels good for you, but keep your heart forward. And down. Come down over that right foot. Take it back and up into three-legged dog. Little figure eights to the sky. Breathe, flow, enjoy your body. And then come down onto that left knee. Right leg comes out to the side. Either rising, this is Bhima, as we practiced it before on our knees. Or if you want to change it up, come into a half malasana or like a skandasana pose. A few little mozzies coming. Try to send them peace. And so you breathe in, stretch to the left, breathe out, stretch to the right. If you're in malasana, you're trying to keep your balance here, strengthening the toes, the arch. If you're in Bhima, you might be slowly coming down the leg like we did last time, supporting yourself on the leg, or coming all the way to the ground, whichever feels good. 2 more here. And for this last one, if it's right for you, reaching behind you so you can offer your heart in a little back bend. And breathing out. Beautiful. Hands come down. Back on your knee if you're in malasana. Bring that right leg around behind into your tiger for your tiger push-ups. Or if you're making it harder, straightening that left leg. Coming into your plank push-ups. 1 more. High leg. Lovely, good job. And come down into your cobra position. This time we're just going to stretch our quads a little bit more. Ready for our full dancer when we rise. So hanging on to both feet, stretching into the quads, and then lifting into bow, keeping the knees drawing in together. If that's too strong, then just do 1 leg at a time. Stretching the quads. If you're in bow, your in-breath lifts you. Your out-breath relax a bit. 2 more. Activating those quads. Beautiful. Bring the hands under. Bring that right leg forward into lunge. Breathe in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Bring that back leg forward. And and then into wide-legged bend. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. You can either come down, stay where we were before in that extended dog, wide-legged dog, or come down onto your elbows and lift up and down here, kind of a headstand prep. Keep the chin tucked, the head just hanging. Or if you have headstand as part of your practice, now would be the time to rise into headstand. So we'll do 5 breaths here. If you're in headstand and want to stay there a bit longer, feel free. You can always come back and rewind the recording in a minute. And then walk or hop your feet back to hip width apart. Uncurl the spine. Just a little sway. Side to side. Hands coming in it with that figure 8 movement. Hips are making a figure 8. Hands are making a figure 8. Feel yourself flowing with life. That water element, not clinging, not attaching. Buddhism talks a lot about the suffering we create for ourselves by being attached, whether it's to our sorrows or to our joys. And so as an antidote, we are present and trust and see clearly. Coming back to center, come back into your Dhyan mudra, feel your body after that practice, tuning in. Recentering with your intention. Lovely. And then we come down onto the mat, bringing lots of folds and folding from the waist work with Swadhistana. So we're just going to have your legs forward and bring that right foot into the inside of the left side. So we're going to do Janu Shirsasana. It's very useful if you have a block or a cushion to put that underneath. So it helps with this balance in the pelvis, which is what we want to work on in Swadhistana. So you can see that without that, it's very easy for me to have a flat back curled under. Quite hard to lift and try to keep that little bit of curve in the low back. So lifting the hips higher than the knees helps me to sit tall quite easily. So if you have a rolled cushion or a block, then this would be a good time to use it. If you don't, then it just means you've got to use your core and lift yourself a bit higher so you're not collapsing into your low back. So we're going to breathe in to the heart, breathe out, forward, breathe in, lift, breathe out, open. So the other thing I don't want you to do is to lock that knee. So the toes are lifted, the quad is active, you're lifting your kneecap. So there's a little bit of space under that knee. Breathe in, breathe out, fold forward. Breathing in high, breathing out, open. Press that left heel down to activate that hamstring. It's important that we really protect, as we're stretching our hamstring, we want to protect the attachments on our sit bones. Sometimes people get a little bit overexcited in yoga, and there can be a lot of hamstring stretches, and they get what's called yoga butt, because they're overstretching through the tendons, through the attachments at the sit bones. So we want to press the heel down, activate the hamstring, keep the knees slightly bent. We need our hamstrings to loosen up, but we don't need super duper long hamstrings. Everything just wants some balance. And then turn towards that right knee, and let's just make this a little side bend, reaching with the left hand wherever it's comfortable to the inside of the left foot. Stretch, stretch, open the heart to the sky, pivot, look up, breathe out, open wide. And let's change legs. So remember, if you have that block or cushion, lift the hips. Toes are straight up, heels pressing down, knee is slightly bent, kneecap is lifting. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come forward. My foot happens to be pressing against this rock, which is another way that you can learn how to keep the leg active. It's actually used in yoga, pressing into a wall to do this, and it helps keep that leg active while you're working with your hamstring there. Pressing into the wall to keep the whole leg working rather than passively overstretching. And after all that talk of hamstrings, what I'm actually really interested in is just this folding and opening at your hips, which stimulates Swadhistana. Forward bends like this also really help to soothe your nervous system. So maybe that is related to Swadhistana, so you're not feeling like life is chaotic, your emotions are out of control, you feel you're balanced, tranquil, at peace. Now turn towards that left knee, right hand comes to the inside of the right leg, stretching over, opening through the rib cage. Reach that right hand wherever it's comfortable to the inside of the right knee so you can pivot your heart to the sky. Breathe and feel glorious. And then breathe out, come down. And we're ready now for deep relaxation. So as you come to lie down, just tune into your low back. Is there anything else I haven't done for you that you need to do in order for your back to feel settled as you lie down? So if this doesn't feel good, it feels pinching there, then you're not doing Swadhistana any favors, you're stressing it. So you might need to bend the knees. You might need to be on your side. You might need cushions under the knees just to soften, have a little soft bend. You may want to do a happy baby or some twists before you settle. Tune into your body, please, as you come into deep relaxation. And then begin to focus on the feel of your out-breath. Your out-breath flowing through you, settling you onto the mat, settling you onto the earth, waging peace with each cycle of breath. Each cycle of breath drawing you more deeply into flow with life, flow with your body, flowing with peace. And I like to imagine that you are floating like on a raft or in a boat on a gentle ocean, and each breath feels like it's rocking you. The rise and fall of the breath, like the rise and fall of the waves, just gentle waves in the ocean. Held, cradled, rocked, flowing, breathing. And as you breathe, I'd invite you to have a sense of Swadhistana. So of this space at your lower abdominals, your low back, your sacrum. Swadhistana in Sanskrit means one's own sweet abode. Feel as if you can rest here in the joy of being you, of experiencing life, finding the sweet spots, the juiciness of life. It's okay to enjoy life. Breathing here and perhaps imagining an orange glow. The color of Swadhistana is orange. It's warm, it's comforting, it's inviting. It's filled with vitality, Not a muddy orange, it's a bright mandarin orange. And beginning to get a sense with your in-breath that the space at Swadhistana, the lower spine, expands a bit with the in-breath and settles and centers with the out-breath. As you breathe in, you might want to imagine that orange glow sort of radiating out, expanding, and then breathing out, coming back into center to a beautiful jewel at your sacrum. In breath, spacious, expanding, orange light radiating, breathing out, settling, softening. And then that radiance climbs up the spine a bit more, up to the mid-back. Spacious with the in-breath, settled with the out-breath. Warm orange light, soothing the spine. And it climbs up to the space between the shoulder blades. From the lower spine all the way to behind the heart. Expansion with the in-breath, orange light, settling with the out-breath. And then up to the base of the neck, level of the shoulders. Open with the in-breath, center with the out-breath. Then all the way to the crown of the head. The whole spine elongates like an accordion, like a slinky. Breathing out, it just centers and settles and snuggles into itself. Breathing in, subtle expansion and spaciousness. Breathing out, nestling in, settling in, centering. And then begin to get a sense. So the in-breath is expanding you right up the back of the body through the spine to the crown. And the out-breath now flows down the front of the body, back to the groin, to the perineum. There could be a slight pause there while you're waiting for your in-breath to want to come. And then that orange light, that expansiveness, that in-breath flows up to the crown. And then the out-breath flows over the front of the body, down to the perineum. In-breath up the back, orange light rises to the crown. Out-breath flowing down. And then you might want to add the bija mantra to that flow now, the vam sound, to really bring in that flow. So as you breathe in, inside your mind, you're saying to yourself, Vam, as it rises. As you breathe out, Vam. Vam, as it rises in your own time with your breath. Vam on the in-breath, Vam on the out-breath. Stimulating, activating the Swadhistana. As you do this, tuning into sacral energy, I flow with life, with whatever life brings. I flow with life, with whatever life brings. I am balanced and centered. I am balanced and centered. I enjoy all the sensual pleasures of life. I enjoy all the sensual pleasures of life. I experience fully and I let go. I experience fully and I let go. enter into the stream of life and flow. I enter into the stream of life and flow. I am compassionate with myself and with others. I'm compassionate with myself and with others. I embrace the joy of life. I embrace the joy of life. And then letting go of the VAM mantra. And just feeling your body here on the earth. Feeling your body in this moment. Breathing in and out. Never has the world seemed so fresh and precious. Wage peace. Have a cup of tea and rejoice. Act as if armistice has already arrived. Celebrate today. And so now beginning to move and stretch in a way that feels good for you. Wiggling fingers and toes. Reawakening to the rest of this day. Acknowledging these sacred moments you've spent with your inner space and with your body. And now as you reawaken your body, you're going to take your yoga self off the mat and into the world. So feel your yoga self is staying awake and coming with you. You're not going to leave her here on the mat. And so slowly make your way up to sitting and finish where we began. One hand on your belly and one at your heart. Reaffirm your intention you set for your practice today. Check in with it with curiosity, with openness. How did that go? Is there a new intention that has arisen for you from your practice that you'll take with you into your day? Trust what arises. Affirm who you are, who you choose to be. Create the Dhyan mudra in front of Swadhistana as we do 3 vams to finish our practice. Vam. To your heart, acknowledging the sacred space within yourself, within everyone you've practiced with today, and within all beings, as we say together, Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today, and I wish you a beautiful flowing day of waging peace with your breath.